Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I will totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll! Pet Edge is your provider for professional grooming supplies at great prices. Check their website often for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com. Hello, Marian. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
It'll be almost February by the time anyone hears this because
Hey, before you get started, check to make sure you're
check to make sure I'm recording.
Yes, because I didn't get the little notice up on top.
I'm recording.
Okay.
Now I'm all thrown off. I have to clear my throat again and force people to listen to this. But welcome to episode number 315, recorded on January 5th, and it will be airing on January 28th. Ta-da.
Okay.
So I just sent Mary a picture of one of my new toys because I feel like I got toys for Christmas again. And the picture doesn't.
That's a pretty keyboard.
I know, right? Oh, it lights up too.
I see that.
It lights up. I accidentally turned the light off because not only that, but I put sticker things, caps on it, because I tend to have long nails and typing gets slippery. They slip off it's a pain. So I have things to help.
Okay.
Okay. So fun. That and a mouse that matches that also lights
up. So we're here at the very beginning days of January while we are recording.
Yes, and it's cold. It's cold here, and soup is good.
Oh, I am not missing your snow.
We didn't have that much. It's not, well, Jersey didn't. Further north did. So yeah,
yes, you did. Upstate New York did. You guys got hammered. And I'm looking at the pictures going, yeah, I'm not complaining about the rain over here. And then I have a friend that's up in Alaska where with wind chill, it's like minus 48 degrees. And they got another 2 feet of snow. And I'm like, why are you living there?
Because reasons. I'm sure there are reasons. There are reasons.
I'm not even going to visit Alaska under those conditions. Never mind live there.
Well, my only issue with visiting there under those conditions would be if there's a storm and getting out.
Yeah.
One of my clients texted me early this morning to reschedule their appointment for this week because I was supposed to see him Wednesday, and they're stuck and they can't get home. And I tried to feel bad for them.
Where are they stuck?
I tried real hard to feel bad for them, Mary, but they're stuck in Aruba. And I went, oh no, that must be terribly inconvenient. Sorry. And I'm glad I texted it because I'm sorry. It's inconvenient. I do get that. I do understand that.
If you did that to me, I would totally read the sarcasm in it. You wouldn't have to put any emojis or anything in there. I would read it, the sarcasm.
I did say at least you're stuck somewhere warm. You know what? That's because you know me well enough, and I'm not as sarcastic to my clients. Most of them. Most of them. Some of them know me and would laugh and be like, "Yeah, we're not sorry either." But yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, I think we got stuck in Cancun an extra day one time. Uh, and we couldn't stay at the resort because they were actually booked. But we stayed at a really nice hotel.
See, that's
Uh,
nice.
yeah, it was weather related, so it was all on us. But what the hell? They still in Cancun, and the hotel still had a pool. So yeah, we were like not totally upset.
Oh
We both had to
no.
get boarded for an extra day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally feel it. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting when which customers would read the sarcasm in there and which ones would not.
Yes. Yes. And these are delightful customers, don't get me wrong. They're lovely. So but we've not crossed into that, and then they're an older couple, so I'm always, extra sweet and polite. Not that I'm not a sweet and polite person. Shut up, all y'all who are laughing, including you, Mary. I'm a flippin' angel, you bastards.
Yeah. Okay. Moving it along. Okay. So there's always a couple of things that I don't do New Year's resolutions because they're made with good intentions, but there's never any really follow through on it.
Well, funny you should mention that. That was not on our list of things to talk about, but something happened today, and I went, "Oh, I think this is New Year's resolution territory."
Yeah, there's a way of doing it. Like if you want to do a resolution, like I'm gonna lose 30 pounds, that's great. But instead of a resolution, you should set a goal and then you need to plan out how you're going to get there. Because if you set a resolution, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, and think I'm just going to watch my diet, maybe I'll get out and walk. Yeah, that's going to last a week at best.
Yeah. Well, so far, 5 days in, I just made this. It's not really a resolution. It is or it's not. I don't know. Y'all tell me whether or not I have made a resolution. And that is to listen to my own advice. That's going to listen to my own advice. So what was supposed to happen today was I was supposed to sleep in a little bit, leave the house around noonish, run a few errands because I had errands to run, go visit my mom, help her with some stuff on the computer and bills, and then be back here in time for the podcast. Um, no, that didn't happen because at noon when I was gonna leave, supposed to leave in my head, I was on the sofa, incapable of movement, in my pajamas, just incapable of movement. And I reviewed the past few days and I thought about what I would tell someone else in this position. And it was, oh, so you didn't really have full days off this week. So yeah, so I rescheduled mom and it's fine. I took a day off. I needed a day off.
Okay, so I have a couple of I have a couple of things. I have a couple of goals. All right,
Mhm.
first quarter goals. All right, and my first quarter goals is to lose a little weight. I'm already down 20 pounds.
Nice.
Okay. However, hold on a second.
No.
What am I
Mary,
holding?
were you multitasking?
Yes, I was multitasking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was making sure they
Mhm.
weren't sending. So anyway, it'll bring us to the next thing. All right. So anyway, so that's a goal. The goal is to not lose 30 pounds. My goal is to drop another 20. That's my goal. Okay. And so what's worked up to this point is no longer working. So now I have to change how I address that goal.
That and that will happen. That will happen on weight loss journeys. You can do really well and then you'll hit a plateau and you'll hit a wall and you have to change up how you address things. Much like with our business, sometimes we have to change how we go about doing things because the status quo may be okay, we're doing all right,
Yeah.
but we could always do a little bit better.
So if you don't map it out, if you don't understand things are not working, okay, that's part of the review process, which you should be doing in January. And we'll get into more reviews.
We actually have topics for today.
We do, okay? But it's setting a goal. So now what do I have to do in order to kickstart the weight loss? All right. What changes do I have to make? And over the next quarter, so you know what, I'm not looking to lose 20 pounds overnight. Okay.
No.
That's actually really not very healthy to do. Okay. Um, but I have to decide, I have to decide how I'm going to do it. And that's going to take planning.
Yeah. Well, same with our business. So some of our topics for today are we promised you a more in-depth discussion on AI in the grooming world. We're going to talk a bit about that. We're going to talk about things to do for our business and goals and intentions to set and how we can have a little healthier business overall.
Okay.
But before we do that, it is time to hit our first button.
Okay.
We're moving right along.
Finding good help can be hard, but finding an assistant for our grooming business that understands grooming can seem impossible. Fear not, Internet Staffing Solutions are here to help. Founded by nationally certified master groomer Lisa Metz, they'll recruit, train, and manage pet care virtual assistants who understand the unique demands of groomers, vets, and pet industry professionals. Check them out at internetstaffingsolutions.com today.
And we're back.
All right. So you have to know as a business where you're spending money. And not only in your business, on your personal end as well, too. Okay. So once a year, I go through like my subscriptions and see what I'm using, what I'm not using. Where can I maybe reduce the cost of the subscriptions, which is why I asked Chris to pause for a second because I have Verizon in the sidebar right here negotiating lowering my Verizon phone bill, okay, which I just did by $30. Okay. So there's that. All right. But sometimes a lot of people don't know how many subscriptions you really have. Okay. So I did a little bit of a dive on that. We've seen the commercials for it for Rocket Money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we will tell you how many subscriptions, and they have two versions. Okay. They have the free version and they have the paid version. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure the paid version gets you more and is worth it. But
Okay.
I'm just going to pause and laugh my ass off at subscribe to this so we can tell you where you're subscribed to that you're wasting money on.
Yes. So, all right. So here's the
Yeah.
deal. The free version I'm not sure if they do it via your email or your social security or whatever. And I'm not too eager to give out I have LifeLock, so I could be less concerned about giving out my social security number, but it's probably going to be done via email. All right. On what subscriptions you have, and then it'll list them. All right. Which if you don't know what you're subscribing to, you should. How are you paying for this? All right. So all of my subscriptions are on one credit card, Chris.
Yep.
So that when that credit card bill comes in, I see all of my subscriptions. Okay. Some are monthly, and some are yearly. The tough is catching the yearly ones before
they renew. That just happened to my mom. That was one of the things on the to-do list to help her with, because she signed up for Amazon Prime because they were having a promotion to sign up free.
Yeah.
And then she got charged almost $150. And listen, 10 years ago, I think she would have been on top of that.
Right.
But after the Alzheimer's diagnosis, no, I need to call them and get that refunded and canceled because they just lost a lawsuit. So I'm sure if I just say, hey, you just had this, you don't want, you need to just refund me this. This needs to be done.
Or just identify yourself as the daughter whose mother is in a memory unit and we're canceling subscriptions she's no longer using.
Yeah. Well, she's not in a memory unit yet, but
they don't know that.
I know. They'll, yeah. So, yeah. No. I will, but I want her to be right there in case they have every legal right to say we have to talk to the account holder, card holder. I'm like, boom, there she is. She's going to give you permission to talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, utilities. Now, I'm not talking electric and water because you got like no leeway with that whatsoever, unless there's an error. Okay. So, your utilities, your phone, your Wi-Fi, your cell phone. So I have Verizon for my phone, and I have OnlyPen, which is my fiber optic. Okay. And then once a year, I go in there and we're like, hey, I'm paying this amount of money. Can you do better? All right. And I've lowered my bills. So I just lowered my Verizon bill by $30 a month.
So how can we relate this to even more directly to our grooming business? What subscriptions do we have regardless for?
These are recurring bills that you have every month for your business.
Right.
You have a phone line, you have a Wi-Fi line. Sometimes they're the same, or you have cable or whatever it is. Okay. Once a year, you want to go into them and have a conversation with them about lowering your price. Sometimes you have contracts, and it is really difficult to get out of a business contract with a utility.
Which goes back to make sure you know what you're signing when you sign stuff.
Okay. So, I just saved $30 a month on my phone bill. All right. My call tomorrow will be into my Wi-Fi provider, seeing if I can get $20 reduced on my bill. So $50 a month plus the load of subscriptions I just canceled. Okay. But you need to know what your subscriptions are. So getting back to Rocket Money. Okay. The free version should be able to pull up all of your subscriptions. You have two options. You can contact them yourselves and cancel. Okay. Or you can have them cancel.
Oh, does the paid version have them cancel?
That's it. And it's a percentage.
That's worth, for most introverts or conflict avoidance people, that's probably worth paying.
Or if you got to cancel, like, I don't know, a dozen of them. Hey, I need you to cancel these. Do it for me. They're going to charge a fee for it. And it's not going to be a cheap fee, mind you. Okay. But you don't have to do it yourself.
I am cheap, and I identify as an emotional support human. So I'll sit and make calls for an hour.
Yeah. See, for me too, I can do that too. I can call. I don't need to do that. But for some people that might be, or people who really don't have that extra 20 minutes, an hour to 2 hours to add another task to the things they have to do.
Okay, I also see that. This is where my busy and my cheap have a bloodbath. They legit go to war with each other.
Yeah. So the point is, take a look at them. And if you don't know, or you have where you're paying it is like all over the place. Okay. I also have a couple of subscriptions on PayPal. Okay. And that's really easy to cancel on PayPal. You go to the subscriptions, cancel. And do this. That's all you have to do. So check your PayPal and start thinking about moving any subscriptions that you currently want over to a particular credit card. You'll have better control over, you'll be able to see it better.
No.
Of course, it's a pain if you have to, like, if that card gets compromised and now you got to go in and change all of them. But then that's also a really good time to reevaluate. Do I really want this?
No, I get that that works. And it is time to hit a button. And this is why I didn't get on you too badly about multitasking, because as you were talking, I remembered something that I had to order from Amazon and just ordered it. So, yeah. All right, next button. We'll be back. I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel. Taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse, these super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets, and now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomers sent you. Hello, Mary.
Hey there.
Oh, so the thing I minorly regretted that I was saying right before we hit record was give my dog an untested treat right before we hit record. Because while he loved it, and I don't regret buying it, he loved it. It looked like, I think it was like beef cheek or something rolled up. Have you seen those big fat roll things?
Nope.
It just, he loved it, because I usually get the bully sticks from Positively Rotten, and I love everything I've gotten from them. I'm happy. I know it's local. I know, that it's not full of crap. So I saw this new thing. I'm like, puppy will love it. Except he settled right next to me to eat it, which probably would have been fine, except it was also right next to a space heater. So it had just enough odor for the strangest vegan in the world who still buys these things for her dogs because he's not vegan, to go, oh, that's a something. That's no, it didn't smell bad enough for me not to buy it again. It doesn't smell terrible, but I was not prepared.
Okay.
I was not prepared. I just had to share that. So next time he just gets a bully stick.
Okay.
And if we have time, I'll tell you a very funny story about my husband and bully sticks, and he didn't know what they were made of. Now I have to save that for the end. Anyway,
should we start talking about AI?
Sure. But actually, first, I want to talk about other ways we can reduce costs, because there's a lot of things that in the grooming salon we don't necessarily look at. And we don't necessarily look at things like, and when I say we, it's a generalized. I know some of you are excellent about this, but I've worked in a lot of places where things like dilution ratio was the merest of suggestions. And if we're not diluting our shampoo and cleaner properly, it's not going to work as efficiently, number one. And number two, we're wasting money. We are throwing money literally down the drain, because I recently took a deep, deep breath and plunge and switched to a very expensive shampoo. I love it. My clients love it. They have noticed a difference. But Mary, it hurt when I first bought it.
What did you buy?
Oh, I've Saint Bernard.
Okay.
But I would like to say I did the math, but this is me, and no, there was no real math involved. I trusted other people's math. But I bought like with a big thing of shampoo, and I'm like, no, I'm going to froth this. I'm going to use the proper amounts. I'm not going to use too much. And the one container of shampoo lasted me almost an entire year.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not getting that out of a gallon of most other shampoos. Some, yes, not all of them. So I'm like, okay, the initial once a year dropping money hurt, but it's once a year as opposed to every couple of months by another few gallons. So that's something you really need to look at for yourself. And you can plug numbers into spreadsheets and go, okay, I've done the salon, whether it's you, single business, if you're running a whole shop, we did X amount of dogs. I spent X amount on shampoo. Do I have any left over? Is there shampoo that I don't use very often?
Okay. And here's also where tools come into effect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cosmos system, which she just added an end, one of the ends to it is a froth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very cool. Very
Okay.
cool.
So the cost of the Cosmos system can more than, depending on how large your facility is. I'm thinking maybe if you're just a single person, maybe not so much, but if you have a shop and you have multiple bathers and groomers, that can really save you a lot of money. So it's something to look into.
Yes, it definitely, because I use the Hanvy bathing system. I use the Bathing Beauty. It saves a lot even before I started frothing for when I'm out, because I don't, if I'm washing a Shih Tzu in a laundry sink, I'm not bringing my Bathing Beauty in for all of that. But yeah, that saves shampoo. Frothing it on top of it saves even more. And I'm very happy with the results. And that's one of those things where sometimes buying a more expensive product will save you money in the long run. Like buying good quality grooming equipment, that's not going to break, that's not going to snap. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I just get shears on Amazon and just replace them instead of sharpening them. Mary, I have some strong feelings about this, but I try not to be a jerk. So I'm struggling real hard with sharing my opinion on that without sounding like an asshole. But can you guess how I feel about that?
Maybe.
Maybe? I mean, I don't. Oh, I'm like sweating, trying not to. Yeah, because I don't want to call people names, because we're allowed to have differences of opinions, and I'm not going to name call if we have a difference of opinion. But if you're buying cheap tools that you know aren't going to last very long versus quality tools that you don't have to get sharpened as much, because I've heard all the arguments like, oh, well, it's just another, $10, $15 a month for sharpening. If you're sharpening your shears every goddamn month, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. And that's not an attack. That's a let's talk about this. Because they're not good quality steel, so they're not holding an edge? Is it how you treat them? Are they jumbled around in a drawer, or using them to cut dirty hair, or getting, kicked off the table every 5 minutes? Look at how you're using them and what you're using, because a really good quality shear is going to cost a lot more than something off Amazon, but it is going to last you for years and years, and it is not going to need as frequent sharpening. Not quite literal sweat. It's too chilly for that. And they're not going to be doing your hands any good. Sorry, I just cut Mary right off. I'm not done. Damn it.
Okay.
They're also not going to be doing your hands any good, because they're not going to be fit for your hands. Chances are they're not going to be ergonomically correct. Same goes for brushes. I've thrown out brushes because I bought it and I thought it was great, but because it was a decent price, but the ends of the slicker brush were so sharp. I'm like, I can't do this to a dog if this is going to hurt my arm when I scrape it on my arm.
The thing is, I never bought a comb brush unless I ran it up my arm first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just spent a fair amount of money on new combs because I wanted to try new toys because it's your fault, Mary.
Okay.
Just going to say that. But new tools, so I can't even be that mad because I love new tools and I love trying new things. And I told you I had a cheap side. So the temptation of, hey, give me some things because I'm going to do a thing, did cross my mind, but I'm like, no, I need to have an honest review. I don't want to feel like I'm beholden, so I'm buying the things. I think I'm done.
Okay. You sure?
No, I'm not sure. So that goes for everything in your salon. Now, that'll go from everything from an arm for your grooming table, an arm and a clamp, to your tub, to your grooming table itself. It makes a big difference in how it will last.
Okay.
And it is cheaper long-term to buy the expense.
Okay. We done?
No guarantees. I could burst into flames at any moment. Any moment, except it's time to hit a button. So I will try to pull myself together. I'll try to pull myself together. Is it time to hit it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I went on a fairly long rampage, and this is a short one anyway. It's a short one. It's fine. Pet Edge is the pet professional's choice for supplies and equipment from top brands. Check their website for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com.
Okay.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
All right. So, topic that we wanted to discuss, AI.
AI and grooming, pros and cons.
Okay, but AI is not new. It has been around probably for a while, but seriously, it's been around for about 75 years. What you're seeing in today's AI is that growth. So, I remember in college, back in the Stone Age, in the 80s, Chris, and our computer was the size of the wall.
Oh, wow.
All right. They were like wall computers.
Okay.
The Apple started coming out with desktops, probably, I think my kids, so like early-ish 80s. Okay. probably when the first desktop computers came out. Okay. I am doing this podcast from my laptop. We've done it from our phones. Okay. Technology changes, it improves, it gets better. So AI has been around for a really long time, and it is still in its infancy in what it can and cannot do. The only thing different today than, say, even 2 years ago is the fact that it's now readily available in a way most people can use that wasn't available years ago. Okay. So
Yeah.
who is using it, commercially using it? Copywriters have been using it for a really long time. So when you hired somebody,
And there is a difference between how, and that falls under both pros and cons. There's a difference in how copywriters are using it, and there's a difference in that annoying little paperclip
yeah,
for us oldies out there that popped out when we were trying to write something on the computer, and AI generated content.
yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. We're talking about what you're talking about is stuff like Grammarly,
Yeah.
all right, and Word Doc. No, no, no. I'm talking about what copywriters were using. We're using different programs. The big media companies were using to write headlines. That's all it started off with, was writing a decent headline. All right. And then it improved to the part where, it wasn't writing articles, but what it was doing was making your first and last paragraph that much better. Still not something readily available. All right.
Mhm.
Grammarly was probably the closest thing we had to basically correcting our grammar. Did you mean to put the semicolon here? We think it's a comma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Things of that nature.
And interestingly enough, what I find fascinating about Grammarly is you can use it to make things sound a little bit better and more polished, which to me is a little bit of a gray area for me personally. But you can also use it to check to see if it sounds like AI generated content.
And also what Grammarly would do a plagiarism check.
Yeah.
All right. So you could run it in the plagiarism check to see, and sometimes it would come up, this is like 67% plagiarized. And the words that they were using was, because I used the,
Uh-huh.
in other, I mean, it was stupid stuff.
But you have to read it and recheck it because
Yes.
did you know that for academic research for scholarly things, you can actually get in trouble for plagiarism for using too much AI if you don't credit that you used AI.
Yeah. Yes. I have a friend who's a professor, and they're having a huge problem with essays and stuff because um, now again, pros and cons of people who are using it. Okay. They can tell your voice.
Yes,
All right.
100%.
When we write and we're writing ourselves, we have a voice and we can fix it. It is still our voice. Okay. If you're just generating something up, it's not coming up in how you normally sound and how you normally talk. And I tell you who picks up on that really fast? College professors, when you're submitting something for grading.
And I wouldn't be surprised, and I would almost hope that they would also run it through something like Grammarly
For plagiarism.
for plagiarism and AI generated content.
All right. A lot of them, what she tells me, what a lot of them are thinking about doing is no longer like assigning something, but giving these old, remember those old notebook type things? I don't know if you're old enough for this, Chris.
I just, Mary, I just pictured 14 different notebook type things. I had
No,
so many.
it's like maybe 20 pages long.
Oh, the little, like the blue binders, the blue.
Oof. Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's when had to write an essay for a test in school. They'd give us and we'd have to handwrite it in there. A lot of them are starting to go back to that.
Yeah, the essay books.
That you can actually write it.
My poor teachers would have hated that because my handwriting is so bad.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, like, okay, here's what I mean about pros and cons, because I have, is it weird to still be minorly, I'm not salty about it anymore. I'm amused by it. I found an old, when I was cleaning out my room in my parents' house before they moved, I found a book report I wrote in the 5th grade. And I was a notoriously bad speller. And I wrote it on A Wrinkle in Time. And I used the word mitochondria. Now, this particular 5th grade teacher, once again, I'm not trying to call people stupid. I'll call her a little daft because she actually taught us in this classroom that we were colder in the winter because the earth was further away from the sun, which is not the case. And wise ass, I know all of you are shocked if I tell you I corrected her in class on this. And she made me do a diagram for the class on the direct and indirect rays of the sun and the tilt of the earth. And I legit did this on one, you know those old wooden, like play school size easels?
Yep.
With the paper, and the paint. I did like a preschool version of science. I had to teach it because she was daft. Anyway, she circled it and asked and did put SP like as if I'd spelled it wrong because she couldn't be bothered to go check that I had spelled it correctly. So Grammarly might have helped her. AI might have helped her grade these papers. Sorry, tangent.
Okay.
My ADHD has been wild recently. It's been wild, Mary.
All right. So there's right and there's wrong ways. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is a wrong way to use AI is to put a prompt in, write me a story about a girl and her dog, and then passing that off as your own. Okay. Uh, the pictures that AI comes up with is all right. So some people, and there's coaches who are teaching this, and it just grinds my gear that they're teaching people to, if you want to like sell programs or business or whatever, you should make an AI generated picture of you because it's going to look better than the real you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not going to look like you, and it's going to hit that uncanny valley that, oh, that something's off.
That is, something is off. It's not, I look at it and I consider myself very, very innovative. I embrace new technology all the time. Okay. But I look at it and it's not the person. All right. There's like no depth to the eyes. So for me, I think is a wrong way to use it. All right. If you want to fix your photograph, uh, Adobe Photoshop, still you.
But
And even still, I have seen Adobe Photoshop that is obviously photoshopped, and it doesn't make, honestly, and I'll just be real honest, it doesn't make you look better.
it sometimes, but it sometimes also makes you look a little weird, or
Well,
that's not me. But it's
yeah.
time to hit a button, and I have another both pro and con on things you can do and how it relates to grooming. Once I throw something for my dog because he's being needy. Hanvi Engineering isn't just for mobile groomers. I have loved my Hanvi equipment for years before I even thought of getting a mobile van, and I wouldn't want to groom without my Bathing Beauty and hair vac. With every piece of equipment in their van and outside of it having its own QR code linked to troubleshooting tips and fixes, these low-maintenance workhorses turn potential roadblocks into mere speed bumps. Check them out yourself at hanvi.com. So in the con column, how many of us have had an owner bring a picture in and say, "Oh, I'd love my dog to look like this." And you look at it and you're like, pretty sure that's not a real dog. I'm pretty sure that's an AI generated image with a cut that may or may not be possible on your actual dog.
They can come in with real photos and we could have the same reaction to it.
So
The
now
person
here
with the
is,
Maltese wanting them to look like a Bichon. Yeah, probably not going to happen.
so here is a gray area question. If you Photoshop your grooms, like if you take a picture of your groom and Photoshop it to fix any sticky outies or fix any unevenness or make something a little rounder, is it still an accurate representation of your grooming?
Okay. And I don't, if it's, I don't have a problem with that.
See, and I do, but we just have super different kind of like views on I'm very have to do it myself.
Because if you get a professional headshot, they'll do some editing for you. If you have a professional come in and take photos of your pets, of the pets you groomed to put on your website, they're going to edit it. How is that different from you editing yourself using AI?
What's different, and it's not, and I don't agree with either of that.
Okay.
If I take a professional headshot of myself, to me, the amount of hopefully, the amount of editing they would do, I could do the same thing with makeup. So it's an achievable effect. Maybe some little wrinkles around my eyes. Maybe I have a few less gray hairs, but that's something I could do myself with a box of L'Oreal and some concealer.
Okay, so
But
now,
wait,
no. Let's go on that. Let's go on that. So you're using makeup and dyeing your hair. How is that different from just touching up a photograph?
that's
You're
different because when you look at me in real life, you'll go, this is what she looks like. Oh, there's some makeup and hair dye. My hair didn't come out of my head this purpley color. Neither
Yeah,
did yours.
neither did mine. Okay. So I think the minuscule things about AI, they're not, for me, they're not.
Because one is representing you and how you look, and the other, when you're doing it to your grooms, that is representing the quality of work that you are able to put out.
Okay.
So for me, if you, and I'm not talking about, oh crap, there's hair on the floor. I left a tool on the table. I need to rearrange the positions of something. I'm talking fixing sticky outies, fixing shapes. That is no longer an accurate representation of the dog that walked out of your salon, because that's what people are going to look for.
All right. So, but fixing a sticky outie, which not going to be noticed anyway, as opposed to trimming up a beard, it's two different things, though, I think. Or making
How it's cutting hair. It's
not.
cutting hair, and it's still not an accurate representation of the dog that walked out of your salon.
We're gonna disagree on
No,
this.
no, we are. I knew kind of we were going to disagree on at least something here. So it's fine for us to disagree. I'm just saying it's not an accurate representation. And if I was looking for a hairstylist, because you said, okay, changing a couple sticky outies, changing a couple little things. If I go to a hairstylist based on the pictures that they have on their website, and I don't get those results because they're not capable of those results exactly, it's a little bit different. I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to feel like they misrepresented their work.
I have my hair professionally done and cut. And one thing I ask her not to do is don't put product in my hair. I don't like it. I don't want it. Okay. In fact, please don't take that big, huge round brush you're about to do and tease my hair either, because I
People
don't
still
like it.
tease hair.
Well, blow drying it so it's nice and falling where everything should be.
So you don't want so you don't want the fluff dry.
No, I
So
don't.
you're a doodle.
Yes.
Oh, I said that with love and laughter. As it was leaving my mouth, I'm like, oh shit, them fighting words. I didn't mean it like that.
Towel it off really good. Run the dryer over without a comb or a brush, and we're good. Because you know what? I am not fluff drying my hair in the morning. If I want a little body to it, like it has a little body right now, if you're watching, I just don't comb it right away. I will towel it, let it sit for an hour, and then I'll run a comb through it. Okay. But the point is, those are really beautiful and they are going to highlight the best work under the best circumstances. You won't see my picture on her because I'm not letting her put the product in my hair. I'm not letting her. She might do the color. She might, take a picture of the color when she does it. That's fine. But don't put more stuff in my hair because honestly and truly, I hate it. I hate the way it feels.
No. What are you eating? I don't trust that he's not doing
Where does AI work for us?
I pulled the wrong headphone out of my ear and you're frozen. Frozen, frozen. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay. All right. So where can AI work for us? Depends on how you're using it. It's a tool. And if it's used as a tool in the manner of which you should be using it. It's a first tool. All right. Annalisa Signorelli's got this great communications program and it uses AI and it's meant as client communication.
Yes. And she specifically has the images. Actually, I was thinking of that in this because I think that's a great use of hers because when we were looking at it, all the photos looked really cartoony.
Yeah.
And she did that on purpose. She's like, these are going to be AI generated pictures. If I make it look too realistic, they're going to want exactly that. And that's not going to be possible because it's AI generated stuff. So it's cartoony to give them an idea.
Yeah. Length, about what the pet's going to look like. So it opens up conversation between
because I actually do care. I made notes of where you froze and I'm going to edit out where you were frozen like this.
Oh, okay.
For like a full minute. So I'm going to hit our
you got to let me record again.
There you go. Hit approve. All right, so I'm going to get our last commercial break in while you get that sorted. Okay.
Hi. Are you tired of buying cheap shears? Do you want to buy quality shears that are custom fit to your hand, but you're really a little afraid of paying an arm and a leg? Evolution Shears have you covered. No arms or legs required. Come on down, we will custom fit you. We are not the cheapest shears out there, and that is a good thing. Right, Mindy?
Can I have my leg back now?
Maybe.
All right. So other uses for AI. All right. You're having a problem with the client. You want to write a professional email. They can help you do that.
But you also have to fact check your AI because
yeah,
it screws up all of the time.
Yes,
all of the time,
it does. If you're looking for like factual information, like, hey, I want to write an article on, I don't know, the War of 1812. Yeah, maybe it's correct. Maybe it's not correct. Okay. Sophia, you need to fact check anything that you put up with AI. For funds, sometimes I will have them do images for me, which I'll never use. And Chris, some of them are actually not bad. Some of them, holy cow.
There is an art and a skill in itself to getting the correct prompts and telling them the correct thing. And it still takes work.
It's a young industry. Now, what I use it for is I'll use it for my website. So I don't have to hire a copy person. I'll put up I'll put up my information, make a sales page out of this, make an informational page out of it from my website. And that's what I'll use it for.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as we are fact checking, they even have AI assistants, because I saw ads start popping up for like vet businesses to grow your business and to grow your grooming or your pet services business. They have AI personal assistants that will help you with phones and appointments, and that terrifies me a little bit.
You know what? I have a friend who's using that,
Uh-huh.
and she's actually been pretty happy with it. It's
Mhm.
a lot of work to get the setup in
Yeah.
it is a lot of work. Again, it's a young industry as far as this is being available to like the general public. But she is using an AI phone service. I tested it out for her.
Okay. Were you
I
able to make an
was-
appointment? Did it schedule you correctly?
It wouldn't schedule me because I had a really large doodle and it wasn't, when I put in the parameters for what I want, all right,
Mhm.
her parameters, um, anybody that has a doodle has to will get a call back to make an appointment. So they couldn't book an appointment. Certain breeds can book an appointment based on the last time the dog was booked, but they're not still. They're scheduling. The way she's got it set up, that there is still somebody that will confirm the appointment.
Okay.
But where it saves her time, she doesn't have to answer the phone because the thing is going through all the questions of all the information she needs
Mhm.
for that appointment. So she has it in a PDF or a document, and then she could read through it, and then she can decide, well, they're looking for Wednesdays. She's a shop, she's not mobile.
Mhm.
Looking for Wednesdays, and they have this kind of dog. Then she has something to work with when she calls them back to actually schedule the appointment.
Okay.
All right.
So it may or may not be the devil. Probably not.
It's going to be in how you use it.
But yeah, you have to be careful of how you use it. Absolutely.
But but we
Absolutely.
could say that about a lot of things, especially when it comes to technology.
Mhm.
It is how you use it. Are you using it ethically? Are you claiming something that's not yours? And are you fact checking?
Yeah, you have to do your fact checking, and if you're leaning on it, you have to cite it as a source. You have to cite, hey, I've used this program, I use this for certain things, just to be upfront. But since we are closing in, we're right at about an hour. Uh you want to hear the bully stick story?
Go ahead.
So I came home from a convention and I'm sitting on the sofa, and I may or may not have been enjoying an adult beverage or three or substance or something. So I was feeling quite happy. And I'm like, oh, honey, that's right. To tell Cam, I brought the dogs a bag of dicks because they're dicks. Just, yes, I tease. I don't really think that, but I said, I brought my dog a bag. And he went, what did you say, honey? You're drunk. Maybe you should go to bed. I'm like, no, no. And I get up and I totter over and I pull the big bag of bully sticks out. It was like it was like 6 or 12. It was like a lot. It was a bag of dicks. I said, see, bully sticks. And he's like, oh, bully sticks. Well, that's not what you said. I went, I know what I said. And I'm laughing because I think that's the funniest thing ever, especially when I'm a little something. And he's like, what? And I just look at him and go, oh, honey, do you not know where these come from? He did not know what part of the cow
the bully sticks were from. Mary, you look confused. Tell me you know where they're from.
I know where they come from.
Yes. Okay. So for those of you, and I hope I'm sure there's at least one, maybe one non-pet person who made it here who didn't know. Yes. Describing a bag of bully sticks as a bag of dicks is highly accurate because that's where they're from, on the cow. And my poor husband did not know, and I broke his brain because he's like, but it's, huh? Do they stretch? Yeah. But the poor dear. I laughed about that for months because this happened solid 6 months ago, and I'm still chuckling. So, yeah.
All right. So on that note,
safe travel, guys. Buy your bag of dicks and and buckets of duck feet from reputable sources like Positively Rotten. They're not paying me. I just love them. And safe travels.
Well, that was fun. But now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. And see you next week, guys. Safe travels.